Talk about Adam Hall's offseason workout program. By all accounts, it's been pretty tough.
Yeah, I mean, he's brought back a program that we came back stronger, faster than we ever been, and it's like he brought back some of the old things that Coach Hope left with, but it's all helped us in the off season, both in the film room and on the field. Everything he does with us is all explosiveness, and we're gonna be good this year.
Rocky talked a little bit about the other magazines, how they are maybe saying that you guys aren't going to be as good as you were even last year, maybe struggling to make a bowl game. And then he dismisses that, I don't really pay attention to that stuff, but he thinks you're a lot better than people think you're going to be. What's your opinion? Better than you think you're going to be, or do you even pay attention to it?
I think there's always going to be opinions from everybody else thinking that we're going to be the underdogs just because we're San Diego State. We're supposed to be the underdogs, but I think this year we're going to go out with a bang. I mean, everyone just that is just going to be fuel for us to do better on the field just because people were thinking that we're lower in 9 out of 10 of the conference teams, but really I think we're above that, so that's just going to influence us and motivate us to do better on the field, also in the film room so we can get smarter. So I feel like we're better than what people are thinking, but that's just opinions.
Coach also showed us the board here and said that offensive players are smarter than defensive players.
Oh, no, you don't have to pay attention to that. That's irrelevant. Yeah. It's a mistake out there.
And did either of you three know who Carl Weathers was?
No. No, not until somebody behind me was whispering about it.
Have you seen Rocky?
Yes. Yes.
Jake, a lot of questions on the linebackers this year with Miles Burris being gone and you being the only really returning starter. But Rocky said that you guys would be one of the strongest positions on the team and with defense. What are kind of your thoughts on that?
Well, we do have a lot of depth on our linebacker core, but our main we got a new head linebacker coach, so I'm thinking that he's gonna help us out, get better than to take the leadership that Miles left. Since Miles left, he was a big part of our linebacker core. He was a good leader. So having a new coach and having Rocky Long in there help us is going to influence us to get better to help the team and help our defense.
And as the top returning tackler on this team, do you feel any particular responsibilities in terms of leadership, or what does that mean to be the number one guy back?
I think it just adds more pressure to perform. But just the great ones rise to the challenge of being able to be the leading tackler again and again. So not too worried about it. Just see it as a stat, and that's about it.
How much more comfortable are you guys with Rocky's defense, and how much of a factor do you think that will be this year, just one more year of playing this style?
Well, this 3-3-5 defense is a hard defense, to learn. It takes about 2 to 3 years to actually understand the scheme and understand where everybody goes. So this year, we should go into this year knowing this defense better than we have in these past years. And it's a defense where all 11 heads are on the ball, and you really have to pay attention to your position and knowing what your assignment is.
What makes it so hard?
Just playing with the extra DB on the field. He needs to know where he needs to go at all times. Like the Aztec position is a hybrid linebacker / safety. He has to be able to cover somebody in the slot, and that takes a lot of skill.
The Oceanside kids all kind of came in as a group together. Is this the year that you take a step forward in terms of not establishing yourself, but really taking a step forward as an Aztec?
Well, everyone's gonna think that all of us Oceanside players, came from a school that, we were winning, but it's all about San Diego State now. We're all about trying to win here and bring a winning, record all the time, winning season, just winning all the time, and that's what I want to bring here. Even though we're from Oceanside and people are always going to think we're Oceanside, I'm San Diego State now, and that's where I want to be from.
Any more questions for the players?
I got one question. Leon, tell me your thoughts on the Carl Weathers thing, when a team finds out that some very well-known guy played in the program, what does that do for you guys as players? Is it simply just more pride in the program, or does it get you a little bit more revved up to play, or what do you think the impact of that is?
Yeah, you said it right there. I think it gives us all a little bit more pride in taking more time to learn about the history of the program, knowing that you're playing for something much bigger than yourself, and that's what it all comes down to.
Coach talked about, obviously the defensive line is a little bit young, a lot young compared to you guys, the linebackers. Is there some sense of kind of wanting to pick those guys up, and how will you guys do that from a leadership standpoint?
Oh, I mean, the young guys know that Coach Long harps on it every day. It's all about competing. Nobody has a set spot. So all the young guys that are filling in the hole, like Jerome Long, Sam Meredith, Dontrell, all of those guys are competing for that number one spot, and that's all it comes down to. And at the end of the fall, we'll know who will be our starting D-line.
How about you, Leon? He sort of alluded to the fact that you'll probably be a starter.
Hopefully, after the fall, I'll be starting on September 1st.